Am I the a-hole for walking out of my own engagement dinner after my fiance's dad made me prove I was worthy of marrying her? Hi, Reddit. Buckle up because this got way more intense than I ever expected. I, 30M, have been dating my fiancée, Lena, 28F, for almost 5 years. She's amazing, smart, beautiful, funny, and genuinely the kindest person I've ever met. We got engaged a few months ago, and her family wanted to throw us a big engagement dinner at her parents' house to celebrate. Now, for context, Lena's parents are old school. Her dad, Greg, is one of those traditional alpha male types who loves to talk about providing for your woman and being the man of the house. He's always been polite to me, but there's been an underlying tension, like he's sizing me up constantly. Anyway, fast forward to the dinner. There were about 20 people there, family, close friends, Lena's cousins, the whole deal. Everything was going great at first. Then during dessert, Greg stood up with his wine glass and said, "Before we officially welcome Ryan into the family, I think it's only fair he proves he's man enough to take care of my daughter." Everyone laughed, and I thought it was just a joke. But then he brought out this folder and set it on the table. Inside were printed questions, like an interview. I laughed nervously and said, "What's this?" He said, "Just a few questions every man should be able to answer before marrying my little girl." Lena looked horrified. She said, "Dad, please don't do this." But he waved her off and started reading the questions out loud in front of everyone. Stuff like, how much money do you make per year after taxes? What's your 5-year financial plan? If my daughter decided to quit her job tomorrow, could you still support her? Do you believe a man should be the head of the household? At first, everyone kind of awkwardly chuckled, thinking he'd stop. But he didn't. He kept going, and it got worse. He asked, how many serious girlfriends have you had before, Lena? And then, have you ever cheated or been cheated on? You could have heard a pin drop. I tried to stay composed and said, "Greg, I'm not answering personal questions like that in front of an audience." He smirked and said, "Then maybe you're not ready to be a husband." Lena started tearing up and told him to stop, but he just laughed and said, "It's all in good fun. We're just making sure he's not another guy who talks a big game." Something in me snapped. I stood up and said, "If this is your idea of fun, I'm done." I took Lena's hand and said, "Let's go." Her mom tried to stop us, saying, "Don't be dramatic," but I just said, "You let him humiliate me for 15 minutes straight. We're leaving." We walked out, got in the car, and drove off. Lena cried the whole way home, apologizing over and over, saying she didn't know he'd do that. Later that night, Greg texted me, "If you can't handle a few questions, you're not ready for marriage." I didn't reply. Now Lena's parents are demanding I apologize for disrespecting her father and storming out of a family event. Her brother even called me and said, "Man, you could have just laughed it off." He's old-fashioned, I told them. If old-fashioned means public humiliation and treating your daughter like property, then yeah, I'm not that kind of man. Lena's on my side, but she's devastated. She says she's embarrassed and worried this will cause a permanent rift between me and her family. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for walking out of